on, everybody? Hello, welcome. We are at X-Ray Arcade. We're hanging out in the green room area that is seldom seen by all of us, I guess. We're here with Sleepersound. How are you guys doing? First off, let's go down the line. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Dan.
I'm Mike.
Kenny. I'm Dave.
How are you guys doing today? You got a show with Dramatic Lovers and then Moritat from Chicago.
Really excited.
Excited? It's good.
Yeah, good. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we had a couple times we tried to set up a show with Dramatic Lovers that fell through in COVID time, so glad we're finally able to.
Yeah, for sure.
Work, yeah.
You guys are back to playing out pretty regularly. I mean, does it feel different being able to get together and do shows now that we're back in the swing of things a little bit?
It's really, actually, we were chomping at the bit to do that during COVID because we actually had an album that we recorded and almost pretty much released, right at the end of COVID.
Okay.
And it was still not quite right for touring, booking shows because things were still right on the edge.
Right.
So it's nice to sort of feel like maybe we've come out of that a little bit and not have as much.
Yeah, I remember we did one show actually when there was that kind of first false dawn when things kind of opened up again, and it was actually here, and then everything kind of closed up again. But I think now it feels like we've kind of turned the corner again.
For sure.
Going back to normal.
So I was going to ask you about music because you guys have put out an EP last in 2021, and then now it sounds like an album almost is ready or was ready to be released. Tell me a little bit about it, what we can kind of divulge to people as far as like, do you have a rough idea when that sort of thing when you want to put that out, or?
We'd like to get it out this year. I think that's probably the plan. It's basically written, but we keep stumbling across new things that we like. So we had the opportunity to support the art installation at Cathedral Square that just went in. So we wrote an hour-long piece, and a lot of that is probably going to translate over to a new album. So it was a great exercise for us to get some new music recorded and really practice some new methods of recording and just kind of shake off the dust from not being in the studio for a little while.
Sure.
It was kind of like the songwriting equivalent of speed dating.
Yeah.
Where
5 weeks.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, so how much lead time do you have to write an hour of music?
Like a month.
Yeah, we had about a month, and we pulled out strange little bits and pieces of things we had been playing around with for a while.
Little bits of improvisations, and also gave us a chance to kind of write, deconstruct our writing a little bit and kind of do it in the studio as opposed to always kind of writing it live and doing it kind of layer by layer, and that's something that's kind of new for us and something exciting.
Yeah.
And something else, too, that was exciting was we explored different motifs. So we would take a piece or a part and then develop it into something, and then we would start all over and develop it in a different direction. So there would be some layering and then some replication, but then try to reinterpret it in a different way. Sure. That was really exciting. A different way for us to write. We usually don't do that.
Yeah. Now, did they give you any kind of idea of this is what it's going to look like? Or is it just kind of, so you're creating based on nothing?
Yep.
A couple of videos off of YouTube. That was as much as we had.
It was kind of fun. It was scary at first, and we had to have a discussion around that because it's like, well, what is the criteria that we're looking for? And it made exploring with such a blank slate a little challenging at first until we defined kind of what we want it to be.
Right.
And then worked from there and came into something that exceeded our expectations.
Right. It was pretty cool. Being able to write that way. I mean, like Kenny was saying, we've never really written like that before.
Well, most of the time when we've recorded our previous works, we've been pretty focused on being, quote, true to our performance. Mm-hmm. So what we would typically do is kind of like the old British way of recording all in the same space live in the studio and not really single tracking anything.
Sure.
For the most part. Mm-hmm. But this was a completely different change. This was more of a standard approach to record the drums separate. Now let's put the bass. Now this needs a little something. Let's add a little bit of something else here.
Yeah.
I think we give ourselves a little more leeway, too, to do things that we might not be able to necessarily replicate live.
Yeah, for sure. Was there any worry that, this thing's going to come out and it looks nothing like what you had in mind or what you had to reference off of it?
I had an initial concern that some of what we were doing is very kind of minor key and it's kind of a little chilly and a little dark, and I thought it might be a little maybe a little grim for the art installation, but I think the fact that it was happening in January, in winter, and at night, I think it kind of set the mood. I think it would have been different if it was in a more kind of art gallery, artificially lit, a little more sterile of an environment. But I think with the setting, I think it worked really well, actually.
It's really, what we did really wouldn't be like Summerfest music. No. Let's put it to you that way. So, not to say anything bad about Summerfest, it's not party time.
It's not party music, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Is the only way that people can check it out for right now is to go see the art installation? But
Well, it was only 2 nights, so actually it's not available anywhere.
Not even out anymore.
Yeah, we're not
No,
sure if we're
but-
going to release it or not. We've talked about it a little bit as
We're
like
working on it.
unofficial or something, but yes, we'll see.
We're working on it. It might find its way.
Here's the fun thing right now where we're at. We had that project. So prior to that, we were writing and recording for a brand new album, which we have so much material for. We're going to eventually have to figure out what to prioritize and what to shelf. This then caused us to explore a different method. Plus, sprinkle in a few shows here and there. So we've been kind of blending together different ways of being in a band, and I think it's really opened up a lot more just like thirst in our hearts for creating music together. And so we're at this place of, I don't know, the creative flow right now.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's pretty exciting to be in this spot.
yeah. Now you're playing tonight. Is there a chance to road test any of that stuff and see like anything that might come from the album? Is that going to happen in the live show?
We have at least one, right?
2, actually.
2. Nice.
2 songs.
Couple ones, yeah.
Tonight,
2
yeah.
songs never heard before that will find their way into future releases.
For sure. Okay, so to recap, we got music that came with the art installation. We've got an album, and then you've got extra work that may never see the light of day as well. That we have to kind of whittle down into what's the album. What does the rest of this year look like for you guys? Are you trying to play out more and maybe experiment more before the album comes out?
We've been talking about trying to get a trip out to New York City, hopefully this year. I think there was maybe talk of California or something, maybe for a short little set.
Sure.
Some
More
exciting
shows,
stuff, yeah.
just keeping busy, getting releases, getting music out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're running into the problem where we just keep
We keep writing
more music. We're overwhelmed by it. We're going to have to start culling it
and everyone is your favorite child.
and stage it for future release. So it's a nice problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have our own recording space, basically. We record all of our own stuff, so we're not limited by like, oh my God, we have to go into the studio and only do this.
Yeah.
Which comes with its own problems because you can, get over comfortable, and I think that's why this project, having these tight deadlines, was going to be good for us.
Right. Shake it up.
For sure. Okay, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of music coming out. If people want to keep tabs on you guys, keep up with what you're up to, where's the best place to go find you guys, follow you guys?
I'd say Spotify, Instagram, our website, sleepersound.com.
Sleepersound.com points you to everything,
Yep.
including Bandcamp.
Yeah, we got a little blog that we update somewhat regularly. We'll put up about shows or, the art installation, or if we're on the road, we'll do something while we're traveling.
For sure.
Yeah, sleepersound.com, sleepersound.net,
Okay.
all the same.
There we go. And make sure you keep it locked to Breaking and Entering as well, because we've got tons of coverage of the Milwaukee music scene, including all of the new music from these guys as well. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.